Hello and welcome to today's video. Yesterday, update 40 Endless Archive was announced in a Bethesda stream where for some reason everyone was sitting in a room wearing a headset. I will be summarizing what was said about the next quarter. For PC players, this update will be available on the public test server on Monday the 18th of September. This will go live for PC on the 30th of October and for console on November 14th. There are some pretty good items in there. I have to admit it's even better than I expected, so I will just walk through them, explain a little bit, and each item does deserve its own explanation fully, so I will test it when it's available and maybe make some more videos. Let's get started. The first item to discuss is the brand new Grandmaster crafting stations. We will not see this anymore, ever. You will be able to use RIDs to buy Grandmaster crafting stations. You can see the concept art here. You will need 4 of them, 1 for each type of crafting, and you can feed the attunable crafting stations to this new one. So it will include all the sets you feed to it. The looks of the station will change depending on how many sets the station knows. So you can have all sets in your guild house and only use up 4 furnishing spots, which is great news for people that are into housing and people like me that always get lost looking for the correct stations. The next item is jewelry rebalancing. This one was quite a surprise. They are going to rebalance jewelry crafting to make it more in line with all the other crafts. Grains will be no more. From update 40 on, only platings will drop. Don't worry about the items you already have. 1 grain will be converted into 1 plating, and 1 plating will be converted into 10 platings. Currently, to gold out jewelry, you need at least 4 chromium platings. This will change to 8, so it's the same as all the other crafts. Also, there will be no more blue master writs for jewelry. I don't know what will happen to the ones you currently have, but I guess we will figure this out on the test server. Then another surprise, a new group finder. Cracklorn will be out of business. We are getting a new group finder tool. The dungeon finder will still be there, but there will be a new group finder for dungeons, arenas, trials, endless archive, PvP, zone and custom groups. You can click on the thing you're interested in to see if there are any groups up that need more people, or you can create your own group. For example, in the trial finder, you can select which trial you want to do, on normal or veteran, and you can add some other criteria. You can add things like playstyle and role requirements. If you want, you can auto accept. Otherwise, as a group lead, you'll get a notification about a player wanting to join your group. I think this is really interesting and extra interesting for console players that don't have access to add-ons that make grouping easier. The next big item is the Endless Archive. We will get an Endless Dungeon. First of all, Endless Archive is set in a location in Apocrypha, but it's a base game edition. You don't need ESO Plus or Necrom to play it. You can enter solo with your companion or with another player. You will fight random enemies and each part will be more difficult than the previous one. The monsters will be random from all over Tamriel and the bosses will be from dungeons and trials, even the ones you don't have access to or the ones you haven't finished yet. You will be able to earn some unique buffs you can use in the next stage, for example more damage or more resistance, and you have a certain amount of lives. When you run out of them, you will be ported back to the start. To make sure it's also interesting for newer or more casual players, the first stages will be relatively easy and it will gradually get more difficult. There is no normal or veteran mode. This may mean that the first stages are a bit less interesting for players that are used to veteran hard mode content, but the archive is leaderboard content and you can go on as long as you want. There are also some nice items that can be collected as drops or with the unique currency for this arena. For example, they will be adding the new Hermaeus Mora deck for Tales of Tribute. You can collect the pieces in there. I also saw some leads flying around. This is also the place where you can collect the brand new class sets. Drops are curated to the class you're playing on at the moment it drops, and they are bind on pickup. Remember, this is base game content, so everyone will have access to it. Each class will now get a set that works with a specific skill line. I love the idea, honestly. I think the execution needs to be polished a bit more. Some sets look underwhelming and some look extremely overpowered. For example, this DK set. This will be a nightmare in PvP if you're anything but a DK. I wonder if they forgot about their first OpenSol implementation and alt spamming. And let's be honest, when we're talking about classes, DK is not exactly the one that needs a bit of extra love. But again, the idea is really cool, and in the future they will also make more class sets for other skill lines, and I bet they will at least make some changes to avoid a balancing nightmare. But more about that when it can be tested. The next subject is events. We will be getting some more events in the near future. The first one will be Secrets of the Telvanni, starting September 28th. This is the annual chapter event, so you will need Necrom to participate. And just like before, players will be able to unlock rewards for all owners of the chapter. At 33% we get this pet. At 66% we get these markings, and at 100% we get a new house. And this should also be the event where we can collect the last piece of the Passion Dancer's outfit. Then in October we are expecting the Witches Festival. In November, Gates of Oblivion. And in December, obviously, New Life Festival. So those were the items from the stream. You may have a lot of questions about this, but not everything is known yet at this moment. When the public test server is available next Monday, I will jump on it to test some things and maybe make some more detailed videos about certain items that were mentioned here. Nevertheless, I hope this was still helpful. Thank you for watching and have a great day.